And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. This is the Sports Cave. This is your co-host, Robbie, and I'm bringing in my co-host, Zach Roten here. And Zachary, you are definitely in a happy mood, and me more so as a football fan, kind of confused and kind of depressed.
Big fucking day, Robbie. My
Zach,
God.
before we get into the madness, so let's give a chance for our folks to catch up here as we see.
Yeah, I'm just doing a tweet at the moment.
Welcome, everybody. We got a major episode. We already had a big episode prior to today, and as the legal tampering has gone on in the NFL, madness has ensued. And Zachary, before we get into all this, how was your weekend, man?
You know what, dude? It was good. It was good. What did I do this weekend? Friday, I chilled out. I got a new job, so I was a little bit beat.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, it's not a fun job. Yeah, it's a fun job, I guess. It's not in the electrical trade at the moment. My trade is still pretty slow, so for next little bit, I guess I'll be doing this. But yeah, no, I was pretty beat. You know, Friday didn't really do much. Saturday, I went to a buddy's house, enjoyed the Maple Leaf win over the Canadians. It was a tight one. And then enjoyed some UFC 299, Robbie, which we were going to be talking about later. That was a crazy, crazy fight card. I would have to say Robbie 299 lived up to all the hype.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just fantastic fights left, right, and center. But as more and more people come in here, Robbie, obviously the main focus today, folks, is going to have to be this NFL free agency day today because holy fucking shitballs.
Breaking news. Let's get the NFL thing going.
Yeah, okay, well, NFL.
Zach, I got it. I got the breaking news right here. This is big news.
Host, let's do it, baby.
Here we go. Breaking news in the NFL. The Carolina Panthers are trading franchise pass rusher Brian Burns to the New York Giants. So as the Giants, well, let's just talk about it. The Giants move on from Saquon. The Eagles sign him. And they're bringing in someone that could play there for a very, very long time. One of the more undernamed, if you're not a big defensive-looking NFL fan, franchise players go on with Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence. Brian Burns.
Brian Burns. You know, so
shit.
That is a big. That's a massive deal a massive guy for the Giants to be bringing in, Robbie. And I guess if we're going to be getting into the. We'll start off with the Giants here because we're going to go through these. Well, some of them we're going to go through pretty quick, and then obviously the most important ones, guys, we'll stop and talk about because there's literally, like, you can ask Robbie, folks, when we do these notes, what do we have on average, Robbie? Maybe six to eight things per sport to talk about, like that usually. Yeah. I think for football, I have probably about close to 25.
Probably
just for football alone.
Let's sound the horn for that trade there.
Yeah. Big trade. Other news Giants did, as Robbie just said, guys, no more Saquon Barkley in New York. We will get into where he goes later. But to fill his void, they bring in Devin Singletary on a 3-year, $16.5 million contract.
Holy shit.
What, you got the return?
Oh, yeah. So
okay.
The return isn't, the return for Carolina is the Giants' second and fifth rounders, probably for this upcoming draft. But the Giants have wasted no time extending Mr. Burns. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
So the Carolina Panthers get the New York Giants' second and fifth round pick, I'm assuming, for this upcoming draft. So the Carolina Panthers couldn't even manage to get a first. Remember, they don't have a first round pick because it belongs to
Chicago Bears, first overall.
The Giants have extended Brian Burns 5 more years, $150 million max with $87.5 million guaranteed. Holy shit.
Excuse me.
Wow.
That's a lot of fucking coin. Well,
yeah, well, Zachary, I think it's right that if I find let's see.
I'm looking like money.
Yeah, you got that right. This podcast is sponsored by Zonic. Get your Zonic at your local convenience store. It's not actually sponsored by Zonic, but if you guys want to sponsor at Zonic, I will take the free cartridge. Hold on, Robbie, I got to put this thing down for a sec. Gonna get right down on in here. There you go. Gonna open these up. And
there we go. That's Brian Burns right now.
Yeah, that's a big that's a big fucking deal, Robbie.
Holy shit, dude. I mean, so what direction are we looking at with the Giants? Because you give Daniel Jones all this money. I believe they have the 6th pick in this upcoming draft. They move on from their best offensive weapon the last 2, essentially since he's got there.
Since he's been there,
Saquon
yeah.
Barkley.
Yeah, since he's
I
been
mean,
there.
I'm so confused on what this direction of the Giants is going to be, because when you bring in Brian Dable, you're
Attaboy,
bringing in
Marky.
offensive genius. They lost their defensive coordinator. I believe he went to college football, if I'm not mistaken. And now they're bringing in Brian Burns to go alongside with Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, is Joe Shane doing this all wrong? Like, what are we doing? I'm so confused.
Well, you know what? For a team that was a playoff team last year, I won a playoff game. Not last season, the season before that. Yeah. And that won a playoff game. It does kind of seem like it's like they had that bit of glimmer they had that little shining light for what seemed like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Robbie, it's starting to look like it's going to be a really uphill battle. I mean, obviously, if you're looking at the running back game, what a step back now, bringing in Singletary to take over Saquon's spot. Not to say that they're not still going to be shopping, but as we go through the majority of our notes here, folks, you will notice a lot of running backs are gone. The fucking running back carousel today.
Giants defensive line now includes Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau. Holy fuck, that's insane.
Yeah, yep.
Go ahead, Zach.
Great defensive line there.
Well, let's see. Former New York Giants running back is not happy with the move of Saquon Barkley and says, quote, Saquon is dead to me. Saquon just literally responds to Tiki Barber, you've been a hater since I got to New York. And all that, quote, dead to me talk, don't smile on my face when you see me.
Damn. Who said that about him?
Tiki Barber to Saquon. Tiki Barber's had a lot of harsh things to say about Saquon since he went to, or ever since he joined the NFL. So, Zachary, let's talk about the move. I mean, this is what's Brian Burns is great. He's phenomenal, but Saquon was the face of the New York Giants since he's been brought in. He was the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. I don't know if you're going to say more downs than ups, because he suffered 2, maybe 3 significant injuries with the New York Giants. But when he was at his best is the reason why they made the playoffs 2 years ago. So when you see that he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, what were your first thoughts?
Well, first of all, Robbie, I thought we were doing this in order. You're going all over the place on me here.
All right, this is breaking news, dude.
Honestly, I was very surprised to see the Philadelphia Eagles. Not even like obviously the Eagles are a good team. It's a division rival. I don't know why, dude. I just kind of had it really set in stone that I really thought he was going to be a Houston Texan next year. But that Eagles offense now, man. I mean, it's a great piece to add right there, Robbie. That is a fantastic piece for the Eagles to add. But yeah, that one did catch me off guard. So I guess what Robbie just said there, folks, real quick as we were saying it, Saquon Barkley joins the Philadelphia Eagles on a 3-year, $37.75 million contract. Yeah, Robbie. I mean, what did you think about when you saw that today?
I believe Saquon when he said he wanted to stay with the New York Giants for the rest of his career. I firmly do believe that. He seemed like a loyal guy, didn't really care about necessarily the winning. Because you're going to make your money based off endorsements in New York. But the Giants told him, we're going to tag you last year. And they left him with the 1-year contract where he still had control of the tag. Then they elected not to tag him. So what happened behind closed doors that we don't know about? Because to me, this is Saquon basically saying,
fuck you. Yeah.
Fuck you. They probably
get out of here.
disrespected the shit out of him. And what better place to go than the NFC East, whether it was Philly or Dallas? Now, why did he pick Philly? Makes sense. Where did he go to school, folks? He went to Penn State, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Bada bing, bada boom. Staying back where he went to college, so it's nothing new, nothing different from what he's experienced in Pennsylvania. I am firmly on Saquon Barkley's side. The Giants have played with that for way too goddamn long. This guy is your offense. This guy is responsible for Daniel Jones getting his $40 million contract. Say what you want about, well, if you look at his numbers, I know the passing touchdowns weren't, anything crazy, but the rushing touchdowns, I mean, he's a dynamic player. Well, let's see how dynamic he is without Saquon Barkley now.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
the
100%.
Giants come out and say it. not only are the Giants going to be worse than the Washington Commanders, the Giants might be the worst team in football next year. They're going to have no offense. I get that their defense is going to be insane, but how far can
you got to
that
score
really-
points still, right?
You
still
have to get points on the board, and I might be crazy, but I've seen a lot better out of Tommy DeVito, arguably, than I've ever seen out of Daniel Jones. I might be fucking insane for saying
I mean,
that. 'Cause
that's crazy to say because Daniel Jones is. I mean, not maybe not so much last year, but he has showed some bursts of fucking where he can play very good. I don't think he's the quarterback to go with, but
I don't think Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the future of the New York Giants.
that's what I just said. I still don't think he's the guy to go with, but
No,
at this
and-
point,
and
I would still take him
you can
over
argue he hasn't been given
DeVito.
a fair shot. You can argue he hasn't
Ugh.
gotten a fair shot because the offensive line, the different coaching, no true wide receivers. Okay, I get that, but
Jesus.
how long are we going to wait? How long are the Giants going to wait? And not for nothing, now Giants fans are going to really have an excuse when the offense is putrid next year. Well, it's because they got rid of Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley was their offense. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And now they're going to struggle. And like you said, Devin Singletary.
Yeah, big bring in, boys.
Wow. If I'm a Giants fan, I'm pissed. Like, you can look at the Brian Burns and be like, okay, I guess this compensates, but defense isn't your problem. You need offense. So what are their plans in the draft? Marvin Harrison, unless Marvin Harrison falls to them, which there's a better chance today than there was the last time we were on the Sports Cave.
There's no chance. I don't see it happening. I think Marvin Harrison at worst will go 4th overall. So at worst.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
so, I mean, as you said, Robbie, they lose Saquon Barkley. He goes to the Eagles. Other Eagles news we have here, Robbie. Fletcher Cox announces his retirement. Eagles legend Fletcher Cox announced his retirement, Robbie. I mean, besides that, I don't really have too much to say about it. I mean, great football player. Played on the Eagles, though, so fuck him at the same time.
Unfortunately for the Eagles.
Big loss.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
Jason Kelsey, now Fletcher Cox.
And with both those guys now announcing retirement, the Eagles have put their money into guard Landon Dickerson. I'm pretty sure they made him the highest paid guard in NFL history today on a 4-year, $84 million contract.
Well, I'll get you the information right now.
I believe I saw that today in the score.
Dickerson.
Landon Dickerson.
Mr. Dickerson is not going anywhere as
Yeah, he's staying
Eagles
put. I mean,
4 years, $84 million base, $87 million max value. Sources said he gets $50 million total guaranteed and a $20 million signing bonus, the highest paid guard in NFL history at $21 million per year.
a lot of money for a guard, but I guess the Eagles, Landon Dickerson's he's just sitting there smiling like, ooh, Kelsey's gone. Ooh, now Fletcher Cox is gone. Well, they can't lose me. They can't lose me.
Thus far, this day, these are the moves that, do you have the rest of the moves there for Philly or just that?
That's for Philly, to be honest with you. I have the Fletcher Cox, the Barkley, and the Landon Dickerson. What else did they do today?
They also brought back Brandon Graham on a 1-year, $5 million deal, and they also brought defensive end, whether if he was already there, Bryce Huff, 3 years, $51 million.
Oh, fuck, I actually meant to put that one in there. I did see that.
And they are spending. They are going.
Eagles are going for it right there, Robbie. And besides that, Robbie, that's all the NFC East.
Well, I'll
Great.
tell you what, Zach. I am the Eagles' offense next year is going to be fucking, because we saw what Andre Swift was doing.
Yeah,
It's
imagine with
Saquon
Saquon
stays
fucking
healthy.
Barkley.
Oh, the tush push might have a whole new meaning to it.
Yeah,
my
the
friend.
tush push might be a wild card next year.
Yeah.
The Eagles could have a very scary offense next year, folks. AJ fucking Brown, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts. Hurts didn't really
I'll
show
tell
too
you
much
what,
last
A.J.
year, but
Brown better not do nearly as much bitching as he did last year. Because when you bring in someone like Saquon Barkley, that ball's got to be in his hands at least 20 to 25 times per game.
yeah. But Robbie, let's switch our bearings here to the NFC South, because we do have two big quarterback signings out of the NFC South. One starting off in the sunny state of Tampa Bay, Florida. Baker Mayfield is going nowhere. 3-year, $110 million deal with $50 million guaranteed. I believe there's $5 million worth of incentives every year in that contract, so it could be worth up to $115 million. Baker Mayfield not going anywhere. Robbie, I think this was a move that Tampa really had to make, to be honest with you. Obviously.
Oh, their fucking hand was twisted the second he brought him to the postseason.
but I really think that's kind of a pretty fair deal.
Oh, that
for-
is more than fair.
Like that's a good
I mean, if we're
contract for
30 million 10 years ago. We're talking about holy shit.
yeah, massive.
30
But you have
million
Daniel Jones making $40
making
million
more money.
dollars.
Yeah,
mean,
making more money.
I saw the deal and I'm like, okay, you know what? I mean, good for Baker. You're getting your 33 and change a year. But I was a little bit surprised. I'm like, fuck, I thought really he would I thought he would have got at least 35 a year. That was kind of like the bottom line that I was expecting, but I guess he's
Well,
close enough.
No state income tax in Florida. You're not losing a lot of money.
That's true.
You know
That
what I
does
mean?
help.
So at the end of the day, Mike Evans and him clearly have some sort of connection because Mike Evans wanted to stay in Tampa if he stayed in Tampa.
Yeah.
We'll see because you know what? Rashad White really started to progress during the middle of the season towards the end. They have been making some trades today. I see Tampa. I saw they traded their corner to Detroit. I don't know how they're going to build from here outside of the draft.
Yeah, because it's not like they're really in a position where they have a great pick for next year, right? But they're kind of like
The pack.
exactly. But that's a perfect example or perfect way to describe the Buccaneers right now. They're just a straight average, middle of the pack, not good, not bad team.
Right.
It's very. So you're right. They gotta figure out something if they want to compete. But the good thing for them is that their division is pretty weak. So
Yeah.
they might have a chance of winning that one. But Robbie, in speaking of that, there is one team in that division that made quite the accusation today to
And who would that
bolster up their offense. That right there, Robbie, is the Atlanta Falcons, bringing in none other than quarterback from the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins, Captain Kirk.
You like that? You like that?
4-year, $180 million contract with $100 million guaranteed up front. How do you do? Kirk Cousins, new quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, Robbie. What do you think here? They got a talented tight end. They have a talented receiver in Drake London. They got, Bijan Robinson looks like he could be the future running back of this league. And now they get older, obviously, but showing no signs of slowing down after last season. A very good veteran quarterback in Kirk Cousins here, Robbie. What are you thinking here with this Atlanta Falcons team?
I'm thinking they can win 11 to 12 games next year.
I'm-
Think about
I'm-
how many games that they could have won last year, but because of the putrid quarterback play between Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke, they're a quarterback away. Like you said, they are so talented with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. They have a very good offensive line. The defense looked okay, but if you have someone
Yeah.
like Kirk Cousins who, was playing with nearly the best at one point,
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook was nearly the best running back. Justin Jefferson is arguably the best receiver in the NFL. TJ Hawkinson is a top 5 tight end. And now you're going in with all these young guys that have a lot of if in them. If they could do this and if they could do that. They have their quarterback situation settled, I'll say, for the next 2 seasons. However, what Kirk Cousins are we going to get? An Achilles injury is nothing to be, look lightly upon.
Yeah,
injury-
100%.
He's 36, I believe.
Yeah, 36, 4 years. So you're 100% right. It's if we get a Kirk Cousins that we saw at the first half of the season next year, Robbie, I 1,000,000% agree with you. We could easily be looking at 11-12 win team, especially with the fact that they got to face the fucking Saints twice and the fucking they got to face a lot of shitty teams twice. You know what I mean? So, like you said, he comes back. Who knows what we're gonna see? I mean, Achilles injuries aren't exactly those one things you just wake up in the morning and feel good from, right? So.
For sure, Zach. And the other thing I want to say too is I don't know what the Vikings plan is now because honestly, we're going to get through everything, but it seems like every quarterback best available isn't available. And their biggest concern that they're going to have now is the status of Justin Jefferson. What is he going to want to do? Because I don't think if I'm Justin Jefferson, I don't want to be part of a rebuild. I'm at my peak. I'm at my prime. I'm going to go from Kirk Cousins to somebody in college that can maybe pan off, but maybe there's a good chance that they don't pan off. Why be a part of that risk? Justin Jefferson should request a trade immediately, and the Vikings will get a good package in return. I would say a minimum of 2 first-round picks.
I mean, I could definitely see it happening, Robbie, because as you just said, the guy, he's got to be in win now mode. Like he's not getting any younger. Just signed his big ticket. I'm sure there's fucking plenty of teams. Like, you're going to tell me right now that the Kansas City Chiefs probably wouldn't put together a package of like 3 to 4 former
There's-
first-round picks
There's no chance he goes to
with the
Chiefs.
money?
No chance he's going to the Chiefs. They're not going to have the money
That's what I say. I guess the money would be a problem.
because he's going to want to go to a
But
team
there-
where he can get a contract extension too, and he's not going to get it there.
Or does he want to win? He's already making big bucks, isn't he? Has he signed? He hasn't signed an extension, has he?
No. No.
Okay, yeah. Well, that
That's the
does
whole
change.
point. That's the whole
That
point.
does change it. That does change
Genius.
it. Oopsies. Well, Robbie, I guess what's
You come to New England.
we would just have to wait and see what happens with Mr. Who the fuck were you talking about? I just blanked out. I just read my phone.
Kirk Cousins.
Not Kirk Cousins. Fucking Justin Jefferson. Anyways, Robbie, that wraps up the NFC South news. I see our buddy Ryan here, so I think we might as well, Robbie, pop in to the NFC North. And we might as well talk about a team that was probably the most active team today in free agency when it comes to acquiring and cutting. Green Bay Packers, starting off with who they released today. Actually, I guess I'll start off with this. Bringing in Josh Jacobs, Green Bay Packers, on a 4-year, $48 million contract with $12.85 million of it guaranteed. With that move, bringing in Josh Jacobs, obviously no more room for Aaron Jones on this lineup. He is released. Kind of not surprising there. Another not really surprising guy that's released, David Bakhtiari, after 11 seasons with the Packers, released to be a free agent. One can only assume he will be joining his good old pal Aaron Rodgers in New York, New York. And when you thought the Packers were done, Robbie, no. They also bring in ex-Bills safety Xavier McKinney on a 4-year, $68 million deal.
Giants.
Giants. Oopsies. Giants. I mean, what an active day for Green Bay. If you're a Green Bay fan, you got to be excited. You made the playoffs last year. You get a big win. Now you're bringing in a fantastic running back. Who do you think's the starter here now? The Jacobs and then Dillon?
Go, Pack, go! Go, Pack, go!
I guess it's got to be Jacobs as the starter and Dillon, or is it just going to be a 1A, 1B?
Fucking Josh Jacobs. What the fuck?
Well,
I'll tell you
Dillon's
what.
still
Dylan stinks. He fucking stinks, dude. He's trash.
Yeah,
And I'll tell
yeah.
you what. I think they made a mistake.
Really?
Josh Jacobs is not that good of a running back. He had that 1 year where he went absolutely bonkers because he had Josh McDaniels as head coach. And there's one thing about Josh McDaniels that he's good at. It's making running backs look like they're fucking top tier. Okay. And this is a guy who was a first round pick out of Alabama, and he showed glimpses of what he was like at Alabama. However, the second Josh McDaniels was out the door, so was essentially Josh Jacobs. So Aaron Jones is so underrated. Like, I know he deals with the hamstring injuries nearly every season, but when this guy's out there, I mean, just ask the Dallas Cowboys. He is a force to be reckoned with.
You know what? Maybe it was Jones I was thinking of and not Dillon.
Yeah, you're thinking of Aaron Jones.
My bad. Yep, I missed that one up. Missed that one up.
Structured his contract from what Ryan told me, and then they still end up releasing him anyways. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
So if you guys are keeping this math correct here so far, that is now, I believe we've now talked about 2 running backs that have now swapped teams, Robbie. So we're gonna keep that count going here. You know what I mean? So you're not a big fan of the Josh Jacobs accusation. I do agree. I think it's a little bit too much money to pay him. But like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. He did have that one great season, so maybe he gets back into that form.
Breaking news! Breaking news! Where's my sound the horn? Where's my sound the horn? Where's my sound the horn? Where is it? Where? There it is. Let's keep it with the running backs first because we have breaking news. The Washington Commanders are signing to a 2-year deal former Chargers running back Austin Eckler to the
What
Washington
the fuck is going on?
Commanders.
Oh my god! You guys hear it. You hear it here first on the Sports Cave. Austin Eckler joining the Commanders. What the fuck is going on today, Robbie?
He's rejoining his former head coach Anthony Lynn in Washington. Zach, wow.
That's
wow. I understand that last year was a major decline for
but
Austin
still,
Eckler.
man.
But with Jim Harbaugh, you're not going to even attempt to bring that guy back under him instead of that. Sorry, Zach.
No. You were
Brandon
fucking-
Staley. Really?
Yeah,
And by
that's
the way,
questionable.
Dillon is a free agent.
Yeah, I did see that. But that is very
I think it's an underrated pickup by the Washington Commanders.
Great. I guess they haven't released contract. What the
Details,
deal's
yeah.
worth there, right? Yeah. So we'll get to that too. But wow,
Dude,
wow.
fantasy football rankings next year are going to be absurd. So many faces and so many new places this year.
Yeah.
Running back, when's the last time we saw running backs get off the board this crazy?
No.
Holy
Can
shit.
I add another one to the list, Robbie?
You may.
While we were keeping it in the NFC North beforehand, obviously with the Eagles bringing in Saquon Barkley, there's no room for DeAndre Swift anymore, Robbie. So DeAndre Swift now joins what I believe is his third team in 3 years or his third team in 4 years.
Mhm.
He is joining the Chicago Bears on a 3-year, $24.5 million contract.
Da Bears back in the NFC North. The former Detroit Lion who goes to Philly and goes absolutely ballistic, goes to Chicago and will either have Justin Fields or Caleb Williams as his quarterback.
Yeah. I think, Robbie, from what I've been seeing,
Yes.
I think it's going to be Caleb Williams. But then again, I mean, the two teams that I kind of saw Justin Fields possibly getting a trade to go to were the Falcons and the Steelers. And obviously, we already announced Kirk Cousins with the Falcons. And if you live under a rock, Steelers signed Russell Wilson yesterday. So what's next for Mr. Justin Fields? Like, I don't really know what the fuck's going to happen with him. Like at this, they're going to obviously want a good return for him, but like, what the fuck are they going to get? You want to? Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Let's keep going through this, Robbie. We're going to get to you in a little bit here. Keeping it in the NFC North, last bit of news in the NFC North, Minnesota Vikings, after losing Kirk Cousins today, obviously they had to do something. Didn't really do too much, but they do bring in pass rusher Jonathan Greenard on a 4-year, $76 million contract with $46 million of that guaranteed. So I guess he bolster up a little bit of that defense. Obviously, with no Zadarius Smith last year, maybe the pass rushing game wasn't where they wanted it at. So bringing in Greenard's going to improve that a little bit, but I think we're going to see a pretty abysmal Minnesota Vikings team next year, Robbie.
Oh, Austin Eckler, 2-year deal worth up to $11.43 million, nearly $5.5 million a year. That is a fucking
What?
wow!
Wow! Oh
Wow!
my God.
That's it? Really? Off of one bad year? Wow!
That's fucking insane.
7
what that is.
seasons, 69 touchdowns with the nice 69 touchdowns with the Chargers. Wow, that's it, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking, Robbie.
That guy's worth a hell of a lot more than that. That's fucking nuts.
That is pretty shocking right there, Robbie. But yep. So NFC North done. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go through these as quick as possible, folks. By the way, too, because we literally could be here till 10:30 tonight. The amount of fucking sports news that happened here. We'll try our best to get through it all. NFC West, Robbie. Not too much happening in NFC West. Going through it quickly. Tyler Lockett restructures his deal with Seattle to make it a 2-year, $30 million deal instead of a 2-year, $34 million contract. So it gives them an extra $4 million per year to fuck around with. And LA Rams and Kevin Dotson agreed to a 3-year, $48 million contract with $13 million guaranteed. And if you want, I can just keep on purring right to the AFC. Okay, Robbie. Well, AFC, you know where we're starting in the AFC North with my Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns adding wide reception depth.
Wide, okay. You didn't say wide reception. Say wide reception.
Wide reception depth by adding Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos for a 5th and a 6th round pick. Robbie, I'm not going to lie to you. I know Jerry Jeudy last year didn't have he didn't have a great year, okay?
I'm looking for your marbles because apparently you've lost them.
But I am liking this acquisition. For a 5th and a 6th round pick, it reminds me, and I'm not saying Jerry Jeudy is as good as Amari Cooper, but it kind of reminds me of when we got Amari Cooper. Like you get a very good wide receiver. Bad move. Yeah. Hey, Bob, are you trying out as running back next year for the fucking Cowboys? Because it looks like they're going to need one. But I like this move, Robbie. It gives us a lot more depth at wide receiver because really it was kind of a one-man show in the wide receiver department last year for the Browns with Cooper, and now you got Cooper up there. You get what the fuck? Why? Like, my brain is just not working today, dude. Yeah, Cooper
know
there.
what?
You got
Just
Jerry
explain
Judy
the
there.
that we're dealing with. I'm on your
Try-
side.
I'm trying out for your mom. Well, Bob, you should probably try out for yourself. Okay, that's pretty rude, Bob. All right. But yeah, you got Jerry Judy there. You got Amari Cooper there. You got David Njoku, who had a pretty breakout season last year. Obviously, barring a very good healthy comeback, we got a healthy Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford. I am very excited for this Cleveland Browns offense next year, Robbie. I'm very excited.
Yeah, you should be. It's just a matter of what are you going to get out of Sean Watson.
This is my final straw with Mr. Watson here, Robbie. If he doesn't perform with this offense, I'm fucking done with him. All right, you see this jersey I'm wearing right now? I will burn this live on the Sports Cave if he doesn't perform with this team next year. Okay?
How the hell are we going to do that when you're inside?
I might have a laptop, Robbie. I can bring my laptop outside. You donkey. But, Robbie, keeping it in the AFC North, we actually have a few things. Every single team in the AFC North did something here, Robbie. As I mentioned earlier, Pittsburgh Steelers upgrading their quarterback position, bringing in Russell Wilson.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Not anymore now. He's going to the black and yellow 1-year deal worth $1.2 million. Obviously, they got him at a very good contract for the reason that he's going to be making $38 million next year from the Broncos. So Russell Wilson, I think, just wanted to get out there and play. The Steelers were that team that was very adamant on getting him when he was released by the Broncos, so not really much of a surprise that he's going there. I think it kind of begs to ask a question now, Robbie. This is a pretty good division for quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think... I mean, we'll have to see next year, but I think the Steelers still have the shittiest quarterback in Russell Wilson, but it might be the Browns in this division, depending on how good Russell Wilson plays next year.
Well, I mean, it's a battle between Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that.
I mean, I'm going to stick with what I've said in the past. I think that the Dolphins, I understand. Everyone's like, well, the Tua's young and this. Listen, I get that, but I'm such a firm believer that if Russell Wilson went to Miami, who throws the deep ball better than nearly everybody in the NFL because he's one of the best to do it, with Tyreek Hill, with Jalen Waddle, that team would be so much fun to watch, and it would really revitalize Russell Wilson's career. Now, him with the Steelers, George Pickens, no more temper tantrums. And I don't even think this is like a guarantee for Russ to win the job. It's going to be a QB competition, honestly. I think, in my mind, Russell Wilson is way better than Kenny Pickett. But there's something to be said about coaches' egos lately, huh? I mean, does Mike Tomlin want this good story of the guy who went to Pitt for college goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers to really bring in, I don't know, the fucking football legacy of Pittsburgh or some shit to now get overshadowed by Sierra and Russell Wilson? I mean, what's going to happen here?
They're going Russell Wilson. Absolutely 100 fucking percent.
They should, but all I've seen is that, it could be a QB competition. I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. But it puts the Steelers in a much better position than Mike Tomlin have to worry about getting his fucking 10-7 record or 9-8 record or whatever.
Yeah, this is positive, right? Exactly. The thing is, though, it's still such a very tough division. Like, really, every team in this division is pretty fucking good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, we're going to be honest here. Injuries last year are the reason why the Steelers got to where they were, essentially.
100%. So I still peg them to be the worst team in the AFC East next year, or AFC North, sorry. But we will see what happens.
You know the Celsius.
Pardon?
You need to know the Celsius.
I think so. But Mr. Robbie, moving on to the Baltimore Ravens, recent franchisee tag. Madebuik signed a 4-year, $98 million contract with $75.5 of it guaranteed. Madebuik?
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know, man. It was a big contract, and it's a very, very fun name to say. Madebuik? He is...
I don't know.
Justin Madebuik. Okay, you know what? He's a defensive tackle, so really not that big of a deal. We can move on, Robbie.
Oh, wait a second. All-time bad move by the Carolina Panthers.
What happened?
In 2022, the Panthers turned down 2 first-round picks and a second-round for Brian Burns from the Rams. Today, they trained for a second and a fifth rounder.
Yeah, not very smart there. Not very smart.
Carolina's fucked for years, bro.
Yeah. But Robbie, we'll finish out the AFC North here. Cincinnati Bengals receiver T. Higgins, after receiving the franchise tag, didn't like the contract talks and negotiations with Cincinnati, has officially requested a trade today from the Bengals, Robbie. Robbie, I'm going to ask his question, and then I'm going to run and grab a tissue paper because I had to blow the shit out of my nose.
Yes.
Where do you see T. Higgins going?
New England Patriots all the fucking way. We have everything they need. We have draft picks. We have the money to extend him, bring him on home to New England. I mean, where else realistically could he go? I mean, maybe the Giants have something to offer him. I'm trying to think of relevant teams because Washington could probably bring him in. But to me, the best place for him to go would be the New England Patriots. We have the draft capital, we have the cap space. I'll say it one more time, Jack. Just put your headset back on. I said the New England Patriots.
Homer. Well, you know what? I mean, I guess it would make sense. But you guys now are going to have to find a quarterback to go with that, Robbie.
That's what the draft is for, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, well, I guess, Robbie, we'll just get right into that with no questions now for the New England Patriots of where they will be going for their first round pick, third overall in this year's NFL draft. Because they've now moved on from first round pick of a few years ago, franchise quarterback Mac Jones. For people just listening on Spotify, I did franchise. I put some air quotations around that. Mac Jones going to the Jacksonville Jaguars on a for a 6th round. I don't know what the hell's going on with me today, Robbie. 6th round pick coming back in return. Robbie, the return obviously not what you wanted. I want to ask him too, Robbie. I saw you like a tweet today about how they were offered something a lot better last year for Mac Jones. Can you get into what that was, Robbie? This is the hard part of the job, Robbie.
Bill Belichick had a trade where the Patriots can get a 2nd round pick in return. And Robert Kraft turned it down and said, no, you go with it.
And a 6th round pick is what they get. But Robbie, don't worry. Hey, Robbie, in good news for your team, you're bringing back Hunter Henry on a 3-year, $30 million extension.
Hunter Henry's pretty good.
Now, Robbie, who are you hoping for quarterback in this draft? I mean, who are you hoping for?
Caleb Williams.
Okay, well, you're not going to get him. Are you looking like if you're looking at a Daniels, McDaniels, you're looking at a fucking you're looking at a Drake May, you're looking at a JJ McCarthy. Where are we leaning here? You don't really care. Yeah, okay.
None of them. I'm leaning Justin Fields.
Well, at this point, Robbie, I mean, if the Bears do end up taking Caleb Williams first overall, their hands are going to kind of be tied with Justin Fields. So I feel like they should definitely do that deal before
where else is
the
he
draft.
gonna, like, let's think about where else would he get traded to? What other team is going to trade for Justin Fields?
Minnesota, maybe?
Really? You think Minnesota's going to be able to get Justin Fields out of their own division rival?
Yeah, very true. Very true. Yeah, I guess, if you put it that way, I mean, there's not too many other teams that would be looking for a quarterback next year.
Any other teams, maybe Washington, but I doubt Washington's going to go after him. Bottom line is, I like what I've seen out of Justin Fields. The one thing I wish he would do a lot better is get rid of the football instead of holding on to it for too long. But I have more faith in him because I've got to see him at the pro level. And the only player in the draft I really trust is Caleb Williams. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well, I want him, but you and Trevor thought I was fucking stupid for saying that because, we have to keep Mac Jones for another year.
No, I said if he's available, I mean, I think it would be a smart idea for you guys to take him 3rd overall pick and then wait to get like a Michael Penix or one of those guys in the 2nd round. Matty D, how are you? Because one of those guys is going to be available in the 2nd round at your pick. I mean, they're going to be there. And like as you said, I mean, really the only one that they're saying is a can't miss is Caleb Williams. The other guys, who knows? Who the fuck knows is going to happen?
Well, you know what, dude? I mean, defense isn't the problem for the Patriots. The Patriots had a very good defense last year, and once Judon comes back and Christian Gonzalez gets back, it's going to be fucking lights out again. They got to figure out this offense, and I saw something that they want to trade away Juju and they want to trade Devontae Parker, but nobody wants to trade for them unless they're putting a pick in that trade as well. And I can't blame them. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, never mind. They released Devontae Parker, the guy who's been the last
Deontay.
4 seasons. Devontae.
Is it Deontay? Oh, I'm thinking Johnson. I'm thinking Johnson. My bad. I'm thinking Johnson.
Where's your beer?
Right here, man, dude. I'm fucking frazzled today. I made all these notes.
Chug.
I only had the one. I got to sip it today. I'm enjoying this one.
Take a big sip. You need it. You know you do. There you go. Feel better? Yeah, you definitely feel better. Yeah, so they released Devontae Parker, who's been last in terms of separation from the defender the last fucking 4 seasons. And Juju, I hate it from the start. The guy is a great Robin. He's not a Batman.
Yeah, he sucks.
Listen, we're screwed for the next 5 seasons, I'd say. I'd say maybe 2030. 2030 is our year of the playoffs.
Well, you are probably not wrong about that, Robbie. And New England was really the only team that brought anybody in or made a contract extension today because they didn't bring in Hunter Henry. Obviously, they extended him, but we can now switch our eyes to the AFC West. Kansas City Chiefs bringing back Chris Jones. This time they decided to do it before the season started, so good on them. And he's coming back with vengeance here, Robbie, on a 5-year, $158.75 million contract with up to $101 million guaranteed. Massive, massive, massive contract. He wants a 3-peat. He wants the 4-peat. He wants a 5-peat. He's not going anywhere. And realistically, what a massive piece it was this year for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. So a move they had to make, Robbie. A move that
If they didn't make it to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl, I don't think he'd be in Kansas City. But to see that he signed a 5-year contract, I was shocked. I thought it would be a lower end.
Yeah, me too. I'm not expecting like a 1 or 2 year deal. 5 years of fucking.
Now he's in for the long haul. So
I am contemplating retirement.
Yeah, I am completely shocked that he didn't end up signing. He probably had to change heart just like Aaron Donald when they won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I mean, they had to keep this guy. This guy, it's like what I told you.
Fucking beast, dude.
Come playoff time, it's a different animal. It is a different animal, and that's saying something because in the regular season he's pretty damn good as well.
Yeah. So they retain him, keeping it in the Division II, Robbie. The only other team that kind of made not a splash today, but a little bit of news. I think we have already kind of discussed it, but it's now pretty well out there that the Chargers, I guess, moving on already from Eckler, looks like they could be open to moving on from both Bosa and Mack. I know we've already discussed it, but now that it's officially out there, what's going on with this Chargers team, Robbie? Is Harbaugh kind of getting them?
They got to clear space for Cap. They got to clear space.
And you know what? I mean, I guess obviously you hear the name Bosa, you're like, oh, Joey Bosa's not Nick Bosa. Let's just start out by saying that.
Joey Bosa is good.
Good. Nick Bosa is fucking.
Woo.
And Khalil Mack is not Khalil Mack anymore. So I can see them wanting. Khalil Mack was a fucking dog.
I think he had over 13 sacks last year. Khalil Mack was a dog.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know
Let
that
me
much.
get his numbers up.
Yeah, get him up there.
Khalil Mack. Here we go. So let's go to. Why is there so much scrolling every time you try to find someone's stats? Pro Football Reference. In 17 games last year, he had 0 interceptions. He had 5 forced fumbles. None of them recovered. And he had the most sacks he's ever had in his career. He had 17 sacks last year.
Oh, my God. Okay, I take.
Step up from 2020
you know what?
where he had 8.
I apologize, Khalil Mack. I did not know. I was unfamiliar with your game.
Well, if you don't know, now you know.
And let's move on to the AFC South, Robbie. Woo! All right, Robbie. Well, Tennessee Titans pretty much confirmed today that their time with Derrick Henry is over. Tennessee Titans bringing in ex-Dallas Cowboy running back, close your ears, Bob, Tony Pollard on a 3-year, $24 million deal. With bringing in Pollard, is this like really? I don't even know if we'd call this an upgrade. I mean, obviously Derrick Henry has slowed down, but it is still
it's a
Derrick Henry.
downgrade. Oh,
It's
it's
a
a major
downgrade, yeah.
downgrade. It is a major downgrade.
So I'm not really too sure what the Titans are doing with this, but Derrick Henry. I mean, where are we? Is he Dallas Cowboys' next running back now? Are they just going to do a swap of Rooney here? Because where do you see Henry going?
How about them Cowboys?
You think Cowboys?
Yeah, he's going to go to the Cowboys.
I really don't think the Cowboys have a choice at this point, to be honest with you. I think.
I mean, who else is going to be the fucking running back? Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah. So we can assume Hunter
Look at
Henry
Fox
or Hunter
out there right now,
Derrick
the fucking-
Henry.
Jesus Christ, dude, you are.
Yeah, dude.
fucking
I know.
terrible.
It's what we got. My brain's the amount of time I spent doing these notes today. I think cooked my entire brain.
They only got two options out there. They have Derrick Henry or they have Aaron Jones. And I think the better fit in that offense would be Aaron Jones over Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a ground and pound type of guy. So, I mean, if that's what they want, if they want that 1-2 combo, then they got to fill up the right void for the receiver. Now, maybe Deuce Vaughn is the good option, being the number 2 option or the passing back. But
Yeah.
Derrick Henry is not a passing back by any means necessary. But behind that Cowboys offensive line, I mean, he could do some real damage, as could Aaron Jones, who was a dual threat.
Yeah. The guy. I mean, the guy's a fucking tank.
Aaron Jones, the reason why the Cowboys got demolished in the playoffs, joins the Cowboys. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So we have to wait and see where Mr. Derrick Henry goes. Moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars here, Robbie. Obviously, we mentioned earlier they're bringing in Mac Jones for a little bit of quarterback battle here in the offseason to go against Trevor Lawrence.
If you're Trevor Lawrence, how pissed are you in a scale 1 to 10?
Yeah, it's got to be. It is a pretty big slap in the face. I mean, you can look at it two ways though. Is it a slap in the face or is this like a motivation tactic? You know, because it's
I
like
think
okay, yeah,
With
it's pretty low.
Jaguars' history as a franchise with Tony Khan as the owner, yeah, I think it's a slap in the face.
Yeah, it's
I think it's borderline fucking idiotic. Seriously, because
it makes no sense.
but doesn't it say that upon draft night, like there were some periods of time where like, maybe Mac Jones could potentially be the guy that answers our problems. Doesn't it say that? Because why else when he's available and there were so many other teams calling, why were they interested?
Maybe they looked at the asking price for him this year and like, okay, that's pretty affordable. They looked at what Trevor Lawrence did last year. I mean, didn't have a very good season, but was also injured pretty much the entire year. So they're going.
But you can't choke that lead away like Trevor Lawrence did. I don't care if it's injuries.
But that's what I mean, right? But you have injuries. So now you have I mean, last year, if Trevor Lawrence is out, it was fucking C.J. Beathard was the backup quarterback. Do you not feel a little bit more okay with having Mac Jones as your backup over Beathard just in case thing goes down? Trevor Lawrence gets injured because we know he's seen it. He's a little bit injury prone. He does get injured.
It's still weird to me though. Like I don't view it like that because they're both from the same draft class. Mac Jones had a much better rookie season. Dude, this is. Let me make sure that this is all up to date here, because these are the numbers between the two since they entered the NFL. Okay, I think that is the right one. So I'm going to scroll to the top here. Trevor Lawrence has a 20-30 record. Mac Jones has an 18-24 record. A better record statistically. Trevor Lawrence has 11,770 passing yards to Mac Jones, 8,918. Mac Jones has a 66% completion percentage to Trevor Lawrence's 63.8. Mac Jones gets 6.8 yards a game to, I think it's yard YDS/A. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's better than Trevor
Yards per
Lawrence's
attempt.
6. You think so? That's
That's what
fair.
I'm guessing.
Yards per attempt. Okay. And Trevor Lawrence has 58 passing touchdowns to Jones, 46, and Mac Jones has 36 interceptions to Trevor Lawrence's 39. The numbers are right there.
But also maybe add in Mac Jones had Bill Belichick and Trevor Lawrence had Urban Meyer for an entire season.
Also add in that he had 2 years of Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning head coach with a phenomenal offensive mind. To Mac Jones is Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, and college football expert now, Bill O'Brien. Decision made by Robert Kraft.
Well, touche. But Robbie, the Jacksonville Jaguars were not done with that deal. They tried to bolster up their receiving.
Jaguars Super Bowl odds before trading for Mac Jones plus 3,500. After trading for him plus 3,500.
Yeah.
Do you know that his rookie card has the biggest drop off?
Yeah,
ever?
I could definitely see that. But they're getting a little bit of help too in the wide receiver position here, Robbie. bringing in ex-Buffalo Bill Gabe Davis on a 3-year, $39 million deal. Robbie, another team in that division that was
I hate that. I hate that signing by them. I hate it.
the Gabe Davis one.
I hate that. You go from Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram, and it says that they're still hopeful they can sign Calvin Ridley. Good luck. Good luck. I doubt it.
Yeah, good luck to you there, fellas. I mean, Gabe Davis, he's the king of dropping balls. I watch a lot of Buffalo Bills games. I live in Toronto. Those are the ones that are always on TV. No one drops more footballs than Gabe fucking Davis. Let me tell you that for free right now.
Yep.
Robbie's the Raiders were another team that were pretty active today, bringing in ex-Dolphin Christian Wilkins to a 4-year, $110 million contract.
Wow.
Howitzer.
Holy shit, Zach. That might be the best signing of the offseason. We've been waiting to see Matt Crosby have that second guy next to him. They tried with Chandler Jones. Crack got the best of him, and apparently he's in rehab, so good for him. Hopefully he's...
Thank God.
Yeah, because Chandler Jones...
Crack got the best of him.
Chandler Jones is a real good guy when he's off the drugs. He is. And to see him in the state of mind that he was in, it was damn near scary.
Yeah, and you know, he's in that state of mind.
His penis out there on Instagram.
I was going to say, I saw a lot more than I wanted to see of him when he was in that state of mind. I saw that big old black dick of his flopping on his Instagram live.
Massive.
Jesus. Massive. But Robbie, they also were not done there with Christian Wilkins. They also add a little bit of quarterback controversy of their own by bringing in Gardner Minshew on a 2-year deal, $25 million, $15 million of it guaranteed. So as you say, they now get that extra piece to go along with Max Crosby. We can assume with the quarterback play we saw this year in Las Vegas that Minshew is probably going to be their starter next year. Do they go with a draft pick? I mean,
hey brother,
that's not how Hulk Hogan says. What the fuck?
me, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I guess we don't have a. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Minshew Mania is going to Vegas, where he's going to blow and get blow. All right, and he's going to take the Raiders to that promised land. So what you going to do when Minshew Mania runs wild on you, brother?
I apologize for my retarded co-host here, folks.
What you going to do?
I don't know, Robbie. I'm asking you.
I mean,
He's got to be the starter, though, right?
I don't know. Aiden O'Connell was pretty good last year, too.
Yeah, and I love watching Minshew play football because he slings the ball, but that boy makes a lot of mistakes, too. At the same time.
Yeah.
But it would be nice. First of all, I also think playing football or any professional sport in Las Vegas has to be the hardest. Just the amount of temptation around you. I mean,
yeah, exactly. He's going to fucking blow and get blown.
You think he's going to blow like he's going to suck cock?
I think he's got.
Okay, well, fair enough. But yeah, Rob, big moves by the Raiders. And obviously the Colts had to do a little bit of some themselves. Not much, but they extend franchise taggy Michael Pittman Jr. to a 3-year, $71.5 million contract.
I like it. This guy really balled out last year to prove that he is
100%.
what they thought.
You're going to get a healthy Anthony Richardson back next season, so hopefully we get to see a full first season between Pittman and him, and maybe we get a special connection between these two, because obviously the next 3 years they plan on spending together.
Yep, which would be nice.
Robbie, if you can fucking believe it, NFL news is over.
It's crazy because here we are in the.
We did that pretty quick, actually. I'm proud of us.
Quick, we did it in almost an hour.
Well, there was 25 fucking things to go through, though. And I mean, that's the scary part, though.
There was a shit ton. And I'll tell you what, Zachary, your brain needs a rest.
Yeah, you go, buddy. Take over.
All right. Which sport do you want me to get into here, bud?
Get into, you choose. You choose.
No, you choose.
Go NBA.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for football. We're transitioning into the NBA. The NBA. A lot has happened since Thursday, believe it or not, Zachary. It's been a crazy, crazy last couple days in basketball. So why don't we start with history? Don't you like starting with history, Zachary?
I'm a history buff.
All right. Well,
let's go on 7 years ago.
Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, Jason Kidd, Nikola Jokic, Some names you've seen get a lot of triple doubles.
Yep.
But none of them have ever done this. Luka Doncic becomes the first player in NBA history with 6 straight 30-point triple-double performances.
God damn it, bro.
Absolutely insane, Zach. Insane. I mean, we know that Luka could put up numbers nearly every night. But it's got to impact to some sort of winning, Zach.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, dude, 6 straight triple doubles. I mean, he's obviously doing everything he fucking can to help his team win. But it's also at the end of the day, is he just doing a little too much? You know, maybe is he trying to do a little bit too much where it's putting his team? Realistically, you have a guy that's got 6 straight triple doubles. Why this team should not be in a position where they're competing for a play-in spot? You know what I mean? Like this should be a solidified playoff team, in my opinion. So.
Yeah,
But
right
still,
now-
nonetheless, that's fucking impressive.
But then again, too, Zach, when you look at the West is so close.
It's so good. But it's also so good, too.
Mhm.
Like, it's so many good teams in the West.
Steve says, yeah, going to be the best offensive player ever once it's all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he could be. Like, realistically, he could be. But exactly, that's there's a lot of basketball left in his career to be played before we can start having that conversation. But I mean, I guess you could say he's on his way.
I'll tell you what, he definitely looked better than what most people thought. Because with your players years ago when he was drafted, even before Giannis turned to what Giannis was, I mean, who was really successful coming out of Europe? Dirk, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan wasn't from the Europe area. Manu Ginobili was from South America.
Yeah. Yeah, besides those two, really, I mean, I can't really think of anybody else.
Prior to what we got now, because the European talent now is absolutely insane. But
Yeah, the fucking three. I mean, if you the next 5 years, 3 of the top 5 players in the NBA are going to be from Europe. You're going to have Luka, you're going to have Jokic, you're going to have Wemby.
so in their last 6 games, the Mavericks, I'll tell you how they did in the last 6 games with the let's see. So they got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. They are 3-3 in the last 6 games where he's had his 30-point triple doubles.
Yeah.
And they defeated the Toronto Raptors in Toronto. They got killed by the Celtics by 28. They lost to the Sixers at home with no Embiid and probably no Maxey. They lost to the Pacers at home. They beat the Heat at home, and then they beat the Pistons on the road. And tonight they go to Chi-Town to take on the Bulls.
Double, so we will have to see what happens there, Mr. Robert. But yeah, I mean, if you get seven in a row and they lose tonight, we got to start answering some questions. That'd be the coach say, "Hey, buddy, I appreciate you getting all these points and these statistics, but let's play some team basketball here."
And he has the ultimate team player that was getting triple doubles, playing the game basketball the right way, and that would be Jason Kidd. All right,
Bing,
Zach.
bang, boom.
We also have 2 teams eliminated officially from the postseason.
Yep.
Take a guess.
Well, one of them is the Wizards,
Yes.
and the other is going to be the Pistons.
No, somehow they have a worse record than the Wizards, and they aren't mathematically eliminated yet.
So they obviously are going to be in the West then. I don't know. I can't find. I'm having trouble putting my finger on it. Dude, my brain's not working today, Robbie. Stop fucking making me answer these fucking questions and fucking tell me who the fuck it is. Okay?
Just say any team from the West. You can do this. I believe in you.
I'm
You
putting
can
the
do
mic down.
You can do this. Just say one team
I'm
from the
putting the mic
West.
down.
One team.
Putting the mic down.
You're a fucking queer.
Portland.
It's the fucking Spurs. You idiot. There's a whole lot of fucking going on in here.
You fucking right, Mark. Fuck me, eh?
You got a fucking problem?
Fuck me. Fuck me, bud.
Fuck. Yep, those
Fucking
two
Spurs there, bud.
are. More history.
Oh, God.
Damian Lillard. A sniper from 3, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, ma'am. Chicken and ham.
He is now past one of Steve's favorite players to ever lace him up, Reggie Miller, on the all-time three-point mades list. He is now 4th all-time. He trails Ray Allen, Steph Curry, and
For 3-point, Ray Allen, Steph Curry, Caitlin Clark.
I believe it's Kyle Korver.
Oh. Wait, how far behind is he from third? Is there a chance he gets into that slot?
Let's see. All-time 3-pointers made. Oh, I lied. Number 3 is not Kyle Korver. I'm a fucking idiot. Fucking donkey. Kyle Korver's actually 6.
There we go.
This guy, I'm not even going to play the game through because I don't want you to fucking cry like a bitch. Number 30 all time is James Harden.
James Harden.
Yep.
Got it.
Shut the fuck up, Zach. Shut up.
Nailed it,
Shut the
bitch.
fuck up. He's behind 400. 400 behind James Harden.
Okay, so we're going to
James Harden is 69. 69 away from passing Ray Allen, second most all time.
So we have a possibility we can see that happen this season, obviously, and then
I don't think
well, if he goes off,
okay.
James Harden could hit fucking 8 3-pointers in the game still, I could have to assume, you know? It's a possibility, I said, Robbie.
8 free throws. 8 free throws.
But yeah, I mean, that's a hell of an accomplishment. 4th all
Zach,
time.
who do you think's made the most threes in NBA history?
Steph Curry.
I just want to make sure you're paying attention before. What college does Steph Curry go to?
Oh, Davidson.
Yeah, yes! Yes,
Obviously,
Zach.
Steph Curry. I
Wow.
know that one.
All right, Ray Allen's number 2. What college did he go to?
Oh God, no goddamn clue. UConn.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah, what a guess. That was a guess and a half there. That was a guess and a half.
Let's go. All right. Now the sad news.
Womp womp.
Karl Anthony Towns avoided a catastrophic injury, but he will miss at least a month as of, I believe, last Friday. So right around the playoffs, the return of Karl Anthony Towns. And Zach, with the West as close as it is, as I'm going to take a look at the standings here as I was before, the standings here in terms of the conference. They are in third now. They are a game and a half behind. Who's in first, Zachary?
The first is first in that it's not OKC. Is it OKC still?
It is OKC as they are only one game ahead of the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, so close though. I mean, from 1 to 4 in that division has to be between a game and a half. Like, I mean, between the Clippers, Nuggets, OKC. I don't even think I'm going to put the Timberwolves in that conversation anymore after that injury, Robbie. I obviously still going to be a playoff team, but I don't think they're going to stay afloat as one of the team that has a chance of getting that first position now in the West. With that, I mean, that's a big fucking loss. That's a massive loss.
Call me crazy, but I think the team that would give Denver the most problems in the playoffs would be the Timberwolves. More than
Even
the
without
Clippers.
Cat?
I'm saying with Cat.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Well, with Cat, I'd have them up, but without him for the rest of the season, I don't think they're going to be that team that's a chance to get first. But I mean, Cat definitely could go up against Joker. That's two big boys going at it. It'd be a good matchup. That would be a tough matchup for the Nuggets.
So underrated. I would love to see
He's
him
disgusting.
him and Kawhi going at it. Paul George, unfortunately, hasn't been really doing well the last couple weeks of basketball. So maybe the
Get him,
rest
Steve.
Well, Steve agrees. Even Steve said it.
Get him, Steve.
Said it. Maybe the rest that he had on, I think it was yesterday, will pay dividends. But he's out at least a month, and they have a game and a half left to try to take a home court advantage. All right. Zach, more bad news, and this one is catastrophic.
Yep. I think I know what you're going to talk about here.
Who am I talking?
Steph Curry?
Steph Curry rolls his ankle. He's getting an MRI tomorrow. Horrible time. Horrible time that they could happen. Zach, right now, they are in the
They're
last.
surging, man. And
They're in the last spot right now. Not good.
So, but they played great basketball over the last month and a bit. The Golden State Warriors, and like you just said, Robbie, that is a fucking dagger right there for the
If
Warriors.
there's anything working in the Warriors' favor right now, it's that Houston is 4.5 out. But
Depending on if Steph Curry's out for a month, hey, Golden State, see you guys. There goes your season.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, they're in trouble when he's gone. That's why I
Yeah.
said they should really consider trading for Zach LaVine this offseason.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, obviously, with his injury, it ain't going to happen. Oh, I know the deadline's done now, but I think that's definitely going to be something they're going to explore, Robbie, because you're still looking at a prime Steph Curry. I mean, obviously, I know he's getting near the end of that, but you don't want to waste any more of these years. And let's be honest here, this was a waste. This year has been a waste of a waste year of his career.
Well, they fucked up trading for Chris Paul.
Yeah, I think so too. That's also one guy I haven't even heard his name once this year. Chris Paul.
He was also hurt for most of the season as well. But Zachary,
No.
we have a candidate. I mean, there's so many different areas with arguably the best dunk of the season. This one might take the cake, Zachary. Have you seen
You
this
got the
dunk?
video?
Oh, I do.
Show me this motherfucker Jones.
In the last 24 hours. Rockets.
Oh, I did see this one, yeah.
On Simon's Dome.
One more replay.
In the last 24 hours. Rockets. Green.
Jesus, Arian Johnson.
Goodness. On Simon's Dome.
I felt the fucking shockwaves off that one, dude. I felt the shockwaves, dude.
Fucking electric. Oh. The Bills restructured the contract of Josh Allen, converting much of his 2024 compensation into a signing bonus, creating $16.7 million in 2024 cap space.
Well, they're trying whatever they can, Bill. They are trying whatever they can, but it's going to be a tough season next year for Buffalo.
Oh yeah, no, it won't be tough, but they won't be better.
No.
Yeah, I just had to show that dunk, but
That's impressive. That is.
unfortunately, Zach, he did avoid injury, but their center Sengun ends up leaving the game Sunday in a wheelchair, and it looked really bad the way he landed trying to block Sabonis, and you could hear the pain and agony. But reports will come out, sprained to his ankle and his knee. He avoided a catastrophe.
Yeah, massive. And it's been a hell of a year this year for that team too. I think for a squad that we really didn't think that was going to be really anything special this season. But yeah, Mr. Sang, is it Sangun? Sanguin? Sangoon?
I think it's Sangoon.
Sangoon. Well, we wish you all the best, my friend. We wish you all the best.
Yes, we do, and we also wish that you that your record is right there with the Brooklyn Nets as well, so that we don't have to swap picks at a catastrophic pace. Thank you.
10-4.
All right, I think we have two more things up. We have some more bad news.
Uh-oh.
The Pacers lose their best player coming off the bench, who was averaging 14.5 points per game, clearly their best player. Benedict Martin is out for the season with a shoulder injury, and Zach, for a team that really needs every asset that they have.
Is that the young kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
kid's nasty. I like that kid.
So, I mean, that's...
That's a big loss, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big loss.
All right, and this guy cannot go unnoticed for his performance on Friday, with the Lakers trying to make the best they can to maybe snag a sixth spot. LeBron James was out of Friday's game, but the guy that was off to a very slow start that everybody wanted out had a career game. D'Angelo Russell had ice in his veins Friday night as he had 44 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists against the Milwaukee Bucks, with Spencer Dinwiddie securing the game-winning block. 3 former Brooklyn Net players.
Yeah, all getting into it. Yeah, hey, that's a fucking impressive game right there. And I like D'Angelo Russell. I'm always happy to see when he has a good performance like that. And Robbie is now down in the dumps because the Brooklyn Nets had it all at one point, and now unfortunately, just like the Toronto Raptors.
I'm sad. That's it for the NBA.
Well, Robbie, while we're talking basketball here, I didn't even see if you did any NCAA basketball, but I have a couple little things in my notes here.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Robbie, this will make you happy. Our UConn Huskies solidify a number one seed in the tournament, rather, with a season-ending win against Providence. So let's go Huskies, marching strong into the fucking tournament, baby.
Patriots just signed an offensive lineman.
And who's that?
Patriots have signed. What the fuck? Oh, it came off of Bleacher Report. Hold on. Oh, here it is. They're re-signing Michael Onanwu to a 3-year, $57 million contract extension, $38 million of it guaranteed.
You don't like that guy?
No, he was probably one of their better offensive linemen, so I do like the re-signing.
Then why'd you yell fuck?
because when it was right there in front of my face, fucking Twitter refreshed and went away.
Oh, fair enough. Robbie, what do you think about UConn? You laid there for a second. Number one seed in the tournament now, Robbie, or we're gonna have a number one position going into the March Madness here. You gotta like our chances of a repeat.
I do like the chances of a repeat. I think that they are one of the deepest teams in college basketball, if not the deepest team in college basketball. So yeah, I'm sold that this team could win a national championship, where I wasn't as sold last year. I didn't think they were going to do shit last year, where I am sold this year that there's a chance they could do it. But there's going to be a lot of pressure on them with being the number one team in the Eastern region for the tournament. There's going to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and as Bob just said, 18 Big East wins this year, which is a record in the NCAA. And Robbie, while we are talking about records, we rarely talk about women's basketball in the NCAA on here again. We had to talk about it last week, and we are here to talk about it again because she has done it again. Caitlin Clark passes Steph Curry for most threes in a single NCAA season at 163. I mean, this bitch puts balls into baskets from distance.
She likes balls going in holes, that's for sure.
Okay, Robbie. Yep, you had to say that right there. I mean,
What? It's a hole. It's a hoop. It's a hole. It's
say what you want about female basketball. This girl
She's
is
awesome.
a bona fide fucking sniper.
She's incredible.
She's a sniper, man.
She's one of the greatest college athletes of all time.
Yep, 100%.
Has to
100%.
be.
At
You
least college basketball players of all time. Because, I mean,
sure.
you know.
Oh, sure. I mean, she's fucking doing things that I've never. Like I mentioned, there were so many other great women I've seen play in NCAA. She is just at a different level.
Yeah.
You know, for Iowa State, of all, I mean, when you think of women's college hoops, you think of UConn, you think of Tennessee, you think of Notre Dame, you think of South Carolina, now LSU. I mean, Iowa State.
Yeah,
Good for
no
her.
one saw that. And I believe she also helped them win their third straight conference championship. Is that what they're calling it? Conference championship, league championship.
Yeah.
Third straight one they won this year. So that's who I'll be rooting for in the women's college tournament.
You fucking bitch.
You know what, Robbie? I'm a UConn men's fan. Okay, I would like to see Caitlin Clark win one. She's been there. She hasn't won one yet. I want to see her win one. Okay.
You disgust me. So what you're saying is you're pledging your allegiance to Iowa State
For the women's, yes.
for from now on.
Just for the women's, for this season. For this.
No. You need to pledge your allegiance for the future.
No. I don't have a fucking women's team. Okay.
You're going to. Right here, right now in Sports Cave. Pledge your allegiance.
Nope, not gonna do it.
You're a pussy.
What I will pledge my allegiance to, Robbie, though, because that is it for
He's
the
getting fucked in the
NCAA
ass.
news. I will pledge my allegiance to UFC 299.
Wait. Before you say
UFC 299. What happened?
you didn't hear it?
No, I didn't hear fuck all.
Oh, you know why?
Is it muted?
It is. So we're gonna do that again.
Oh, yeah,
So
do it
there's
again.
gonna be a lot of dead air. It's kind
I
of
was gonna
frustrating,
say
but this is what it is.
It's time!
that I heard there, sir, and you bet your fucking crispy tits it's time. This UFC 299, Robbie, from start to finish was absolutely fantastic. Starting off in the main card with Peter Yan going up against Song Yadong. And Peter Yan, after 3 straight losses, is finally able to get back in the win column with what I'm going to say is a pretty decisive win over Song Yadong. The first round, it looked like it was all Yadong, and then Peter Yan, it all just rhymes. Peter Yan just took over. I mean, he just showed vintage Peter Yan in the second and third round, completely overtook this fight, and laid an ass beating, really, Robbie. Laid an absolute ass beating.
Well, Zachary, once you get to MVP versus Kevin Holland, I could tune in because I spent a Saturday night in Bridgeport at the Bridgeport Islanders game, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, and then Robbie, well, if that's the case right there, I will get into the next fight right away, and we can purr through this one. Australian Della Maddalena gets a big win over Gilberto Burns. This guy's record is now 17-2 in MMA. Can you guess his win streak he's on right now?
14.
He has won 17 straight fights, Robbie. He started off his MMA career 0-2 and is now 17-2, undefeated in the UFC. We might have a new contender in this division here, Robbie, with this guy.
Yeah, good for them, man.
But Robbie, we'll get right into the one that you saw. Starting off his first ever fight in UFC, Michael Venom Page, MVP, known for his very stylish knockouts and stylish fighting style in Bellator. Pieced up Kevin Holland pretty good, I'd have to say.
Oh, yeah.
The thing about MVP that I really didn't like, Robbie, is he's doing a lot of shit where it's like a classic Anderson Silva look. He hangs his chin out there, but he's way more cocky than Anderson Silva. Like, Silva was never doing dances and shit when you miss a punch, and I just feel like that's just going to be something that's going to come back and bite him in the ass.
Eventually it will.
Especially when he gets up and starts facing, if he does end up making, because I know he's a bit older, if he gets to the position where he starts facing the top-end talent in that weight class, good luck, buddy. You can't be doing that shit with those guys. But obviously, Robbie, incredibly entertaining fighter to watch.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I mean, his style is so weird. I mean, it's I don't want to say Bruce Lee, but kind of ish. I mean, with the stance, his karate style. I mean, Bruce Lee wasn't a karate.
That's KSI.
It was very unique with his stance, and I guess a part of the reason that he stands like that is because if the opponents go for it's going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt him. So he's making them kind of one-dimensional.
Yeah.
You saw at the end of the fight, Kevin Holland extremely frustrated, telling him to fight. Listen, dude, you're down 2 rounds. MVP doesn't have to push the pace like you need to.
Exactly. You got to get in there.
That elbow at the end of the first round. Holy
shit.
shit.
Fucking,
yeah.
How do you see that shot coming?
Kevin Holland's not a scrub. Kevin Holland is a very good fighter.
Yeah.
Very good fighter. MVP dominated Kevin Holland. Now, this is the second guy to come out of Bellator and make an immediate impact. The last one to do so was
Chandler?
Michael Chandler.
Yeah, hell of a fight, Robbie. Hell of a fight. Moving on, I mean, I'm a Dustin Poirier guy, Robbie. I'm a Dustin Poirier guy. Love me some DP. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter or X kind of talking a bit of shit about my boy DP before this fight going. This French fucking assassin, this French Navy SEAL, whatever the hell the Navy SEALs are in French. That's what this guy used to be, Benoit Saint Denis. Not too many people believe Poirier was going to go in there, Robbie, and not only to go in there and get a win. And not only does he go in there and get a win, he absolutely puts Benoit Saint Denis to sleep with one of the cleanest hooks I've ever seen landed, like pure right on the chin. Good night, Jim Kite. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Yeah. And Robbie, with that big shot right there, he is now tied Edson Barboza for the 9th fight of the night bonus in his UFC career. 9 fight of the night bonuses for Mr. Dustin Poirier in his career.
Now, did you see the Frenchman come out and basically say, "Oh, I was sick and I was fighting through an illness"?
Oh, I did not. Are you fucking kidding me? What a fucking French pussy. You fucking dirty French pussy. Fucking goddamn French pussy. It's funny, you fucking French pussy. He would fucking kill me, though. Let me tell you that for free.
Yes.
He'd be like, "You call me French pussy. You want to call me the French pussy?
You want me to kick your ass, wee wee?
You suck your mule, you fucking pussy."
Sacavoo.
Yeah, I can't stand with fucking. You know what, dude? First of all, you're fighting Dustin Poirier, dude. You're fighting a fucking one of the best boxers in UFC, a guy that's knocked out some of the best fighters in UFC, or has beaten some of the best fighters in UFC. It is no shame to lose to a guy like Dustin Poirier. Fucking take your lickings like a man and say, yeah, you know what? I wasn't the best man in the octagon today. I want a rematch. Maybe next time I'll beat him. Don't fucking make those stupid fucking excuses. I can't stand that shit.
Yeah, let me see if I can get the exact quote.
Well, Robbie, while you are doing that, I will move on to the main event real quick. How does that sound?
No, that sounds good. But the one thing before you do that, I want to commend Justin Gaethje. Excuse me. That's the guy who took down Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier, every time that Saint Denis went to go for a takedown, what's the first thing he did, Zachary?
I'm not even too sure, to be honest with you.
Immediate guillotine attempts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is true. He did probably 5. You could even hear his corner. Stop going for the guillotine.
Yep. He said, I only had 1 round to give, Saint Denis, as he blames the antibiotics. Unfortunately, Stephen, I was not able to fully express myself. My body didn't keep up after a week of antibiotics to fight an infection, though I was present, but my body absent. It didn't react as usual. I only had 1 round to give you. Sorry to have disappointed you. I will come back stronger. Thanks to Dustin for accepting this fight. It was impossible for me not to seize the opportunity of such a fight.
Yeah. Otherwise, making excuses for getting your fucking ass beat, you knocked out bitch.
Yeah. So, I mean, the amount of times that he went for that guillotine, and there was a couple times where he had it locked good.
Yeah, it was tight, man.
That's
It
what she
was
said.
tight.
That's what he said. And Dustin Poirier continues to shock the world with another new hairstyle.
Yeah, I like this one, actually. I thought this was one of the better ones he's had.
I agree. No homo.
Yeah, handsome young lad.
That's
Wife
it.
could use some work. Moving on to the main card. Sugar Sean, Cheeto Vera. Cheeto Vera is the 1 loss on Sugar Sean's otherwise perfect UFC card. And it came at way of foot break. Robbie's pretty shocked by that. I'm just joking. I was just making a joke. Sugar Sean, Robbie, I'm going to say one thing right now. That might have been one of the most dominant title victories I've ever seen in my entire life. And adding into that, is there, not even in the UFC, is there a tougher human being on planet Earth than Cheeto Vera?
Well, let's ask our audience as I play the video.
Folks, look at this one here, guys. And if you're going to tell me you're going to take this knee without putting yourself into a coma for 6 months, you're a fucking liar. And Cheeto Vera eats it like a ham sandwich. Play the clip. Oh! My God! Oh! Nope. Oh!
And it's crazy because O'Malley thought that he had him stunned. He wasn't even stunned.
Did you hear what O'Malley said after the fight?
What?
He's like, oh yeah, like the something in his face broke when I hit it with when I need him there. Like something in his face broke.
He's probably right.
I mean, Cheeto Vera, dude, that might be the toughest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my. The fact that he has never been dropped in his UFC career
He's right there with Tony Ferguson.
Is crazy. I think he's tougher than Tony Ferguson, to be honest with you.
It's now Tony Ferguson. Ever since that fight with Gaethje, he's been getting knocked out left, right,
Yeah,
and
his
center.
chin's done now.
Too. Exactly. That time will come for Cheeto. It happened to Chuck Liddell. It happened to Jorge Masvidal. It happened to Tony Ferguson. That time will come.
Yeah, but I mean, fuck me, dude. Great title fight. Cheeto Vera hung in there to the end. I'm saying hung in there literally because he got ragdolled for 5 rounds. But
and he got O'Malley good a couple times too. He got the bloody nose on O'Malley. We haven't really seen O'Malley see it like any damage.
Well, we've also never seen O'Malley go 25 minutes. That was the first time I've ever seen him fight 25 minutes before, right?
He looked.
Well, dude, the guy's fucking. He's lethal. But I mean, I give all the credit in the world to Cheeto Vera. And also,
I don't know when the time's gonna come where someone beats him, but he's just so O'Malley is so much quicker than so many.
Well, the thing is, Robbie, is if you heard his call out after this fight, he wants to move up a weight class and face Mr. Ilia Topuria. So
yeah,
you're going up a weight class. Because that's the one thing why O'Malley's so dominant in this weight class. Obviously, he's a great fighter, but he's so much taller and leaner and has so much more reach. He's a reach advantage over everybody in this division. You start working up in those weight classes, that reach advantage is gone. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if that's the move. And honestly, I think he might be a little scared of facing Merab Dvalishvili. I don't think he wants to face that fucking.
I think so too.
That crazy Russian, man. And I don't blame him. I don't fucking blame him. I wouldn't want to face that guy either. But it does kind of seem like he's ducking it a little bit at this point because realistically, that probably should have been the title fight for this one. And then if not this, it has to be the next one. But if he goes up a weight class to face Topuria, you can look at it one of 2 ways. It's obviously him going to cement his name, cement his legacy in the UFC by winning 2 belts and holding them simultaneously. Or it's kind of like he's kind of running circles a little bit around Merab. Or maybe he looks, hey, this is my chance now to get it because I know I'm going to have to face this Merab guy soon.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be his toughest matchup whenever that does happen.
Well, Zachary, next UFC pay-per-view, UFC
300. And that's a doozy of a card, Rob.
And that's a can't-miss card.
we were gonna have a lot of fun talking about that one.
Oh yeah.
But Mr. Robert, that is the recap of UFC 299. It's 7:54 right now, so why don't I swap it over to you? We'll go through some MLB, and then if we have time, we'll go through NHL. Wasn't really too much in NHL besides a couple moves on the trade deadline that happened on Friday. But I know you had some MLB news to go over, so
Well,
let's hear it, baby.
the first one on the list I don't want to talk about.
Uh-oh. Is it Garrett Cole?
Yes. Well, they say that it's a precautionary measure.
Woo!
But
Yep,
They
sorry,
say-
go on.
They say it's a precautionary measure and that it should be taken serious. But Garrett Cole is getting MRI on his pitching elbow.
23-19! We have a 23-19!
And
Yeah,
I'm
not what you want to hear, Robbie.
scared because I'm going to tell you something, Zach. The New York Yankees are the Dallas Cowboys of the MLB. What can go wrong will go wrong. It just never, ever, ever ends. When they go all in, we're in spring training. You can have pain anywhere as a pitcher. But when you hear it's your pitching elbow, oh, fuck.
Yeah, those could be lingerers, man. Those could linger.
Lingerers. That could be season enders. Are you stupid? This could lead up to Tommy John surgery. This is catastrophic.
And at Garrett Cole's age, that Tommy John surgery might just be the cherry
Hey!
on top. Might be the cherry on top of his career.
Fuck up.
Saying
Shut
that
your
fucking
mouth.
fucking loser might be done. Is what
You're
I'm fucking saying.
Fat fucking
That
tire.
fucking
pusher.
dumb
You're a
fucking loser might be
McDonald's
done,
eating
dude.
Alec Manaea cunt.
That big fat loser might be done, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Your big fat loser of a pitcher is
Oh,
done.
my
And
big
I'm
fat
saying,
loser pitcher is done. But that big pussy pitcher of yours might also be done too. That big
I'll
pussy.
slap the fucking queer right off you. Keep talking about
That
Garrett
big
Cole.
fucking pussy bitch.
You're a fucking pussy bitch. You're supporting a rapist on your jersey.
Oh, you cannot say that for fucking crying out fucking loud. Jesus fuck, Robbie. You know what? You and your fucking emotional dad. Stop fucking chirping me, Bob. Go cry about TJ moving, Bob. Fucking. I can make him an Alec Manoa. Fucking asshole. That's. Fuck you, Bob. Sorry, Bob. That was rude. I apologize. I even sent Bob a message on Facebook because I felt bad for him. All right.
Emotional, damn it!
Yeah, I did, Bob. I did. All right. This is woo. All right, Robbie, get back in here. Get back in here.
Woo. So Garrett Cole's elbow. This guy hasn't had any sort of major catastrophic injuries throughout his career, and for this to pop up is scary news, and we're not going to find out the severity until the middle of this week, so it could be a Wednesday, Thursday time period where we figure out when he's going to be, if he's going to miss time or if he's going to be okay, but
Yeah, you're gonna be
Chances
shitting
are-
yourself until that point, Robbie.
chances
If you're
are-
going for an MRI, it normally means something's not right.
And if that's the case, then the Yankees really have to consider Blake Snell. What do you want? But here's the problem: is even though you're bringing in Blake Snell, now you have 3 lefties in your rotation. You already have 2, and for you to have 3 is there's predominantly more right-handed hitters than there are lefty hitters. So I mean, it's a tough call for the Yankees. I see the reason as to why they haven't brought in Blake Snell. Blake Snell is also a pitcher. I like Blake Snell. Really, I do like Blake
Yep.
Snell. He's one of my favorite pitchers in baseball. But the big problem with Blake Snell, I can't tell you when I've ever seen him go 7, 8 innings pitch, and it's very rare he goes 7 innings, let alone 8. All right, this guy is a master 5 through 6 innings, but Losing out on someone like Garrett Cole, you're losing out on someone who's going to go out there. All right,
Go in there deep.
7 innings out of you so we can save some bullpen arms. I mean, Marcus Stroman will probably end up being the ace for this Yankees club. If Garrett Cole is out, that's probably your best pitcher because I don't know what you're going to get out of Carlos Rodon. Nes Cortez had one crazy good year. Can he go back to the old form? I don't know. Clark.
So that's
Schmidt-
got to scare the shit out of you then if that's put your possible ace going into next season.
Yeah, so I mean, all the bats that they brought in between Soto, who by the way, Juan Soto this spring, Zachary, do you know what his numbers are?
I can't say I do, but I know he's been tearing it up.
Oh yeah, he is batting 500, 10 for 20, 4 home runs, 2 doubles, 3 walks, 1.828 OPS.
That's very impressive numbers.
Very impressive. So when you're bringing in Juan Soto, when you're bringing in Alex Verdugo, when you're bringing in Trent Grisham, these guys got to fucking be the right guys. They got to be. You got to be scoring runs if you're going to be struggling with pitching this year.
Amen, sister.
But if Garrett Cole gets hurt, it's your fault. And I'm going to go out to Canada and beat the shit out of both you and Johnny.
Well, what else do you got for Mr. MLB, sir?
Well, I got something about your stupid Bluebirds, the Blue Jays.
Oh, I know what it is, Robbie.
You want to make the announcement yourself?
We bring in Canadian legend Joey Votto.
Joey Votto signs a minor league contract with the Blue Jays that starts at $2 million. It
Now-
can be $4 million if he makes the roster.
Do you know how he got this? This not a contract, by the way. It's an invite to spring training. So, and he got this because he asked. He asked the Blue Jays to bring him in. He wasn't done yet, so they bring him in on a basically sign him to a practice. They see what he's gonna do. I can't see him making the team, to be honest with you, at
Well,
his
I'm
age.
surprised that whatever article I read that off gave me fucking false information.
Yeah, it's not like a full contract if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure it's just like an invite to spring training to see if he's going to crack the roster. But hey, you know what? I was hoping someone was going to bring him in, see if he still has some game left. And now the ball's in his court. It's up to him now.
Well, I think he grew up in Toronto, so there's a picture of him in his Toronto Blue Jays PJs essentially, and he was a young kid, so maybe he could live out the dream. 40 years old, one of the best guys to ever play the game in terms of getting on base.
Oh, so well, maybe Robbie, maybe you are right. Sorry, you could be right about his contract he signed. We're gonna believe Robbie here. He's the baseball guy.
Say you're sorry.
He's the baseball bitch. Sorry.
You're the hockey queer.
Well, you got to do it. If you were smart, you would have said hockey homo because that fucking is H&H, but you're an idiot.
You're
Dickhead. Go on, Robbie.
So, Zachary, I'll ask you. What do you think?
What do I think? What
It's
were we
probably
just
your
talking
best
about?
signing of the offseason. I mean, let's go through your offseason signings.
Ojoy Votto, Daniel Vogelbeck, Iser, fucking Kaffa Falafel, fucking. It's been a rough offseason for the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm going to be honest with you, Robbie. I mean, the pitching's still there. We still have great pitching. Still have good
Great.
offense.
Outside of Kevin Gausman.
Kevin Gausman, Barrios, fucking who the fuck was the guy we got from the Mets? Bassett. We have our rotation's actually quite good.
How's Alec Manaea?
Well, Manea's a bit of a rough spot. We have fucking the fucking
Kikuchi.
Asian guy. Kikuchi was fantastic for us last year. I don't mind a rotation at all, to be honest with you. It's the bats. The bats are the problem last year. We need to get the fucking bats rolling again. So,
Well, Kalafra Falafel could help you with that.
well, and then they bring in that big fat fuck Vogel back. That guy could probably crank a ball pretty good.
Vogelback, OMG, 2 fat fucks in Toronto. Buffet tables won't have enough food.
Yeah, Bob, if you joined him, you shut the place down.
I don't know if he would shut the place down. He'd probably keep the business going.
Well, no, he'd eat him out of he'd eat all their food. That's right, Bob. I'm calling you fat now. You're gonna make fun of my Blue Jays. I'm gonna call you fat too.
It's not nice. How can you attack her and my father like this?
Yeah, you know what, Bob? I apologize. You're going through something right now, Bob.
What's he going through?
Don't worry, but just keep going with the fucking podcast.
I don't like the way you're acting today. Well, Zachary, where do you want to go from here? Because we can go Pirates, Dodgers, Red Sox, or Reds.
You know what? Because we have a fan of the show in our buddy Cody, let's go to Pittsburgh here, Robbie. Let's go to Pittsburgh.
Cody says it's only a matter of time until he comes up. But the number 1 pick from last year's draft, Paul Skeens, who was also banging the shit out of Livy Dunn whenever he would love to.
Nice.
He will start the season in the minor leagues.
Not what you want to hear if you are a Pittsburgh
Hey,
Pirate fan.
It's fine. This guy is. What do you mean not what you want to hear?
He's young, but the team shit. They want to see these top guys up there playing, Robbie, you know?
Well, maybe he'll get the chance. It all depends on how they perform during the season. I mean, last year when they lost O'Neal Cruz, their season went catastrophically downhill.
You bet your tits it did.
The hell are you puffing on there, crack?
I found I had a little bit of a nicotine vaporizer left, so I'm finishing this one off. Then I'm fucking quitting. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully he's right. Yeah, so he's going to start the season in the minor leagues, but he's shown some good stuff in the spring training thus far, throwing the fastball over 100 miles an hour with the nasty slider. I mean, this guy could be a long-term stud in MLB, and I won't say with the Pirates because who knows if they can keep him.
Amen to that.
All right, Dodgers. This one is shocking. So before free agency necessarily began, the Dodgers had basically said, we're going to put Mookie at second base. Well, they're switching up plans in the middle of spring training. Mookie Betts is temporarily permanent, according to Dave Roberts, switching him to shortstop, moving Gavin Lux to second base. I am shocked to hear this move. I mean, these guys moved on from Corey Seager to Trey Turner, and they thought Gavin Lux was going to be the next best thing. Now, shortstop is going to be played by Mookie Betts.
Well, at least we know Mookie Betts you can pretty much throw that guy anywhere on the fucking baseball field and he's going to shine.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
I mean, at least you know next year you're going to have a bona fide, unreal shortstop. Obviously, probably not a position he's used to playing, but hey, I'm sure a guy like him can pick it up quick.
Most of his career, I mean, he's played some second base and now shortstop. I'm surprised they elected to go this route, but if anybody could do it, it's Mookie. He is an athletic freak, dude.
Yeah, the guy's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Boston Red Sox really fumbled that one.
Don't remind them.
Yeah.
Don't remind them because, ever since they made that trade, not a single player is left on their
roster. Red Sox really suck some red cocks on that trade right there. Let me tell you that.
Do you know that 2 of those players that were part of the Mookie Betts trade, do you know what team they're on?
I can't say I do.
The New York Yankees, Alex Verdugo and Jeter Downs.
Well, there you go.
There
you go.
So a new move. And as for the Red Sox, let's talk about the Red Sox. So in the offseason, they signed Lucas Giolito to a 2-year deal this offseason, which equaled out to, I think, $34 million. Well, the first year might not feature any Lucas Giolito whatsoever because he tore his UCL and he's most likely out for the season because he's most likely going to need Tommy John surgery. You absolutely fucking hate to see it if you're a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, my expectations for the Red Sox this year were already quite low going in, but this is they're not making it a case to make their odds any better in my mind. That's for sure.
No, and you would think maybe when something like this pops up, it's like, well, we're kind of in this shitter now. I mean, do we go after Jordan Montgomery? Do we go after Blake Snell? Do we go after both? I mean, I'll be honest, this Red Sox team, if they weren't in the AL East, I think they could contend for a wild card spot.
Yeah, the problem is, though, is they got to face fucking
if they were in the
great
North,
teams.
If they were in the North, they'd be competing against the Tigers, the Twins, the Guardians, the Royals. They'd be competing against those guys. But when you got the powerhouse Yankees, the Blue Jays, the young farm system Baltimore Orioles, and the Tampa Bay Rays who always find a way somehow, it's tough.
Yeah, they're going to have their backs against the wall next year.
And yeah, they made a lot of trades, and they got a lot of young prospects in their system, and they're waiting to see if Tristan Casas could develop to help out with Rafael Devers. But the other thing the Red Sox need is a true leader. They don't have that true leader. Devers isn't that guy.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. I mean, and like I said earlier, they've had leaders on that team, Robbie. They just
David Ortiz.
Yeah, I mean, even Mookie Betts too. When he was on, they've had guys back in they've really fucked themselves up. They've kind of shot themselves in the foot with the moves that they've made. And I'm not gonna lie to you, as a Blue Jays fan, I love to see it. I fucking absolutely love to see it.
But the one thing they did do is they locked up the young pitcher who took a big step last year and looked pretty good, Mr. Brian Bello, 6 years, $55 million. So I'm saying that name wrong. I apologize, folks. So less than 10 million a year. So they show that
Say.
they show that their off season has kind of worked for the young star. Cheap.
Yeah, I mean, hey, from the contract.
You know what they're trying? They're trying to be the Atlanta Braves.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think every team would like to be the Atlanta Braves.
The Braves fleeced Acuna. They're not. Austin Riley should be getting a lot more money. I mean, the king of fleeces is the Atlanta Braves, and that's what the Red Sox are trying to do. But unfortunately, a lot of the players saying, no, that's not.
Yeah. I mean, because now they see the contracts going around. They're like, are you fucking stupid? I'm not signing that fucking deal.
All right. Last one here, and then I got to say one more thing in baseball.
Yep.
Reds top prospect Noelvi Marte suspended 80 games for PADs. They are very lucky they kept Jonathan India and amongst the other young guys that they got because that's not good. Not good. Not what you want to hear whatsoever. Players still haven't learned their lessons. It's unbelievable. Zachary, do you know when baseball starts?
It's got to be in like end of March, right?
Earlier.
Next week?
Essentially. March 20th, baseball begins in Korea. Shohei Ohtani, Yamamoto, and the Dodgers take on the Padres. And guess what, Zach? Blake Snell still isn't signed. Jordan Montgomery still isn't signed. JD Martinez still isn't signed. I mean, this is just getting out of fucking control. I mean, here we are. We spend an hour today talking about the NFL. People getting signed because they're not going to wait a single second.
Like the first fucking possible day they're signing contracts. And you got this.
The reigning Cy Young winner is still out there. What the hell what is it going to take?
Well, obviously, like you said, Robbie, it's
what the fuck these fucking teams are thinking. I understand the contract is absurd, but the fact that only the Yankees are one to offer a contract to Blake Snell baffles me.
It is pretty fucking stupid, is what it is.
When's the last time we ever saw somebody win an award? And he's not going to be ready until May, arguably, at this pace, at this rate.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me either, Robbie. I'm not going to lie to you. I agree with you 100% on that. Those are the guys that all have the same agent, right? That fucking absolute idiot.
Scott Boras,
I think might be fucking him up a little bit here. I mean, it's obviously they obviously want their money, but to a certain degree, you gotta have some play. And obviously, the later on it gets, the closer it gets to a season starting, your number is gonna have to drop, Robbie. I don't care who you are. You want to play baseball.
Years, because I think the Yankees offered 5 years, $150 million. Do you know what that equals out
30,
to, Zachary?
30 a year.
And allegedly, he wanted another year or more money.
Well, he's a fucking idiot then for not taking that 5-year, $130 million contract. Or $150 million, sorry. What? Yeah, 5-year, 150 rather. It is quite surprising that they're still available.
There's no news on Blake Snell whatsoever. The word precautionary is being used to refer to Garrett Cole's MRI, the initial feeling that there is no extreme concern, and it has no impact on Blake Snell. Russell Wilson signed before Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery, which is travesty, but also hilarious. Tony Pollard
it is.
signed before Blake Snell. The NFL is king.
Yeah.
Remaining free agents: Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, Mike Clevenger, Noah Syndergaard, Domingo Herman, Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer, by the way, who looked really, and I get it's minor leaguers, but he looked really good against the Dodgers minor league club. Johnny Cueto, Zach Greinke, relief pitchers, dog shit. First baseman, Brandon Bell. Second baseman, Gene Segura, Jonathan Scoop. Shortstop, Alberto Mondesi. Third baseman, Evan Longoria, and J.D. Davis, who was just released today. Outfielders, Tommy Pham, Michael A. Taylor, Austin Meadows, Adam Duvall, former Rookie of the Year award winner, Kyle Lewis, and designated hitter, J.D. Martinez.
That's a big list, man. That's a big list.
That's it for baseball.
Now, okay, Robbie, it's 8:14. I do have a little bit of hockey news, but if you want, we don't have to go through it. Okay, you ready for it?
And also, let's give a golf clap.
Well, boys
Scotty
and girls.
Scheffler dominating
Yes,
the Arnold
absolutely.
Palmer Invitational. Now, Zach, don't forget, you got to wait for the hockey because I got this for you
Oh, yes.
in honor of your racist friend.
You people! You people! You people! That's right. You people listen up here and you listen good, okay? NHL hockey news here, folks. NHL trade deadline went down Friday. I am definitely not going to go over all the trades here, Robbie, but I will go over the big ones. As we reported live on the show last week, we didn't know the return. Pittsburgh Penguins forward, left winger Jake Gensel and defenseman Ty Smith moving to Carolina in a deal bringing back Michael Bunting, Ville Kouvenian, Vasily Ponomarov, Krus Lucius, and a conditional first-round pick in 2024, as well as a conditional fifth-round pick in 2024, as well as Pittsburgh retaining 25% of Gensel's salary. Robbie, I don't think I've used mine yet this episode, so I'm going to say it now. This just shows you how fucking retarded Kyle Dubas is. Because you get Jake Gensel here. You get one good player back, 3 fucking absolute scrubs I've never even fucking heard of before, and you get 1 first-round pick. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, it blows me away how fucking stupid this dumb fuck is. Thank God he's not with Toronto anymore. You're burning a legendary franchise to the ground, one piece at a time. And guess what happened after that, Robbie?
They lost 6-0 against the Capitals.
Oh, no, they've been getting plowed. But then Sidney Crosby was quite vocal in the interview after that game when they traded Jake Gensel, basically saying, I have no idea what direction this team is going in. I mean, clearly this isn't a win-now mode. And if you're Sidney Crosby, dude, I never thought I'd say this, Robbie. You might have to look at possibly moving, possibly asking for a trade. If you want to go out there and compete for another cup.
I got it.
You got it here?
Yeah. Excuse me. Here we go. Tell me if you can hear the audio. I'm going to play.
I hate to ask this, but is the bigger picture maybe settling into the trade deadline so close and, 3 straight losses and this one, is that picture sort of emerging in here?
I mean, the deadline date hasn't changed and we still need to get points. So,
this your frustration.
I don't know what picture.
Yeah, this is before, though.
Yeah.
Let me see I'll see if I can find his. March 8th.
Yeah, but March 8th is Friday.
Player, great teammate.
This was right after he traded Jake. Oh, it's too long. That's gay.
But anyways, yeah, he was not very happy, which obviously he's not going to be happy. Jake Gensel's been a great friend of his, a line mate now for the last 3-4 seasons. So it's obviously a tough pill for Crosby to swallow, and it's honestly also he's probably looking at now as the true beginning of the end for this team in Pittsburgh of competing for Stanley Cups. I mean, this is going to be the first time in Crosby's career where he's gone back-to-back, not making the playoffs. And you got to look at it now, Robbie. He's not going to get any younger. He still has a lot of game left. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but if he wants to go compete and win for another cup or win a compete, he's
say it.
He's going to have to ask. He's going to have to get moved.
To where?
Well, I don't know. If the teams that come to mind right away would be Colorado to team up with Nathan McKinnon. I think you think I'm going to say Toronto, but there's fucking no chance he's coming to Toronto. I would love to see him in Toronto, but there's no chance of that happening. But I don't know.
Would you extrapolate all those if you went there?
I would come probably 55 times in a minute and a half if he ever signed with the Toronto Maple Leafs. My balls would explode with jizz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Crosby, not a fan of that one, Robbie. In a bit of a surprising move here too, Robbie. Evgeny Kuznetsov, forward of the Washington Capitals, hasn't played yet this season. Was a great player for Washington. They just dropped him down to the minors to get him ready to come back, but he will not be joining the Capitals. He will also be going to the Carolina Hurricanes for a 3rd-round pick. So Carolina's bolstering up here, Robbie. Robbie, a top team last year in the East, the New Jersey Devils. Obviously, Robbie, it has not gone their way this year, and they have shipped off newly acquired sniper for them, Tyler Toffoli, after I believe either less than 1 year or a year and a bit. He is going to the Winnipeg Jets for a 2024 3rd-round pick and a 2025 2nd-round pick. The Devils will also be retaining 50% of Toffoli's salary. So with the Jets here, you're getting another guy that can score some goals. The Jets can see, obviously, that the West is pretty skilled this year, so they're trying to make any move they can to fur up a little bit of goal scoring and some offense to go into the playoffs. What other moves? Oh, Robbie. Okay, this is the last trade that I got to talk about here because the rest of them are all pretty minor. Vegas Golden Knights. I mentioned last episode that Mark Stone has gone on the LTIR. This is now the third season in a row where he has gone on the LTIR at this point and has been ready to play for the playoffs. So skepticism right there off the bat. And Las Vegas goes out and does it again, Robbie. They acquire Thomas Hertel from the San Jose Sharks, a third-round pick in 2025 and a third-round pick in 2027 for a first-round pick in 2025 in David Edstrom center. Sharks also retaining 17% of Hertel's salary, so Hertel will come in now at about $6.8 million, Robbie. If I thought Kyle Dubas was a fucking idiot, whoever the fuck is running the show in San Jose needs to just look at themselves in the mirror and go, what the fuck am I doing? You just gave away one of your best players and are now retaining about $2-something million for the next 6 seasons, Robbie. This guy's contract still has 6 more years left on it. So you're retaining that of your salary cap for the next 6 seasons every single year, and you only get a first-round pick in return. What the fuck are these GMs smoking, dude? I just don't understand. I do not understand, Robbie. I do not understand. But those are pretty much the big deals from the trade deadline here.
Do you have one that was almost made, but they didn't pull the trigger?
I don't. I haven't seen actually.
I got one for you.
Oh, what is that?
The Bruins came very close, but did not pull the trigger for trading Linus Ullmark to an
Okay, you know what? Yes, I did see that actually. And Robbie, that actually, you know what? That goes right into my that's a perfect segue into what I want to talk about next, because the Boston Bruins completed the season sweep against the Toronto Maple Leafs last week. They've had a number all year, and obviously that's looking like it's going to be the first round playoff matchup. So makes me a little bit worried, but
yeah, we're fucked.
But do you think the Bruins should have moved on from Ullmark to get a little bit more offensive ability to go up in these playoffs? Because I mean, realistically, they got Swayman, who's Swayman's now the new number 1 goalie. He's overtaken that position this year. The guy's a fantastic goaltender. But really, besides,
I think Ullmark was playing through injury last year, and that's really devastated the performance that we saw from him last year prior to the playoffs. I mean, everyone was in favor of him not playing in Game 7 because they thought the injury was so catastrophic, but
yeah,
it's carried into this season as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think they might have.
Who were they going to get if they tried to trade him? Who would they have gotten?
That's the thing, is I don't really know who'd be available, but I mean, he still has term left on his contract. Like, you're going to tell me that you're going to tell me a team like New Jersey, who really doesn't have a bona fide goaltender, maybe wouldn't have looked at exploring sending Tyler Toffoli to the Boston Bruins for a return of Linus Ullmark or something along those lines?
So, because, you know what? You know better than me, but didn't it seem like every trade that was made this year was essentially for draft capital?
Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, if you're the Devils, though, draft capital really doesn't do much for you. With this roster they have now, you're kind of in, I wouldn't say win now, but you're in a position where you have to be competing for maybe not Stanley Cups, but you got to be competing. Like, you have to at least be out there. Like, they have a very young and talented roster. Robbie, what happened? Robbie's headset is off, and he is now peeking away, which means we have breaking news somewhere. Once Robbie turns around and lets us know here, folks, we will know what just happened.
Patriots have their quarterback.
Is it Jacoby Brissett?
It's Jacoby Brissett.
Oh. Oh my God. Oh, what a fucking day for Robert Clark. What a day for Robert Clark. Well, with that, folks, he is actually dead on his bed right now, so I'll finish this one off for us here, guys. Oh my God. Yeah. Where's the Mark is so right. Robbie, get up here. You got to play the Price is Right losing horn sound clip. Oh. Leading off with that, I think the Boston Bruins should have moved on from Linus Ullmark. Maybe got a few more pieces, but obviously probably nothing was there. And just to get our good buddy Robbie out of here, last but not least, Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks have officially been the first team mathematically eliminated from this year's NHL playoffs, Robbie. Now that I'm done, Robbie, I'm going to let you finish off.
Don't talk. Do not talk. Marcus, this is for you.
I haven't had a laugh like that in a while, Robbie. That felt great.
Fuck your life. Bing bang.
No!
Well, Robbie, let's end off this podcast with your thoughts on this signing here, Robbie. Then we'll get on out of here. How does that sound?
I can't say it. I can't say it.
You're that upset, huh?
I'm that upset. You got anything else you want to say for hockey?
No, that is it there, folks. And I think with that, we will get out of here, guys. It's almost been 2 hours of live podcasting here. If you count the first 5 minutes when we're not on the air, it has actually been 2 hours and 42 seconds. One of the longest ones we've done in a while, folks. Hell of a podcast here, guys. Hell of a podcast. Robbie, if you don't have to talk anymore, I'll get right into it for us. You seem sad. You seem upset. So from me and Robbie, guys, we very much appreciate you guys showing up for another Monday night episode of the Sports Cave. And
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I think you guys know what time it is now. That is right, folks. I am God, and I'm coming to you from the sky. That right there, folks, was another Monday night edition of the Sports Cave with my favorite ending, I think, so far in the Sports Cave in my little Sports Cave career. And there's only one thing left to say, folks. Stay sexy, Sports Cave.
Fuck.